All right, welcome to my first ever video. Um, it's not gonna be like a regular first video. This is gonna be more of like a story. I probably won't do a Q&A or anything till like later when I actually start gaining subscribers. So, yeah, just a little brief description. I'm Aaron, senior, 18, nothing too special. Okay, so my first story is going to be basically me coming out, like technically. Like technically it's like my coming out story because like really my family don't know, but like my friends know. They're probably, if they see this, which they probably are, they're going to know then. I mean, hey, so let's just get in. Okay, now my first ever, okay, my first ever coming out, well, my first ever like experience was like literally all the way in kindergarten. Like literally, like no lie. I remember it like it was just today. So it really started with, I remember the little boy name, his name was Lee. Now this was like at my old school. Now mind you, kindergarten, I don't know how old you are in kindergarten, like what, 4, 5 years old maybe. But yeah, so like kindergarten, it was me and this boy, his name was Lee, I think. He don't remember me, so it don't really matter. Lee. Now Lee was like this little Hispanic boy. He was like short. I mean, we were all short, but like he was like really short, and he was like a little Mexican boy. His mom was really pretty. Like when I say his mom was pretty, his mom was pretty. She was like one of the prettiest women I've ever seen. Not gonna lie. But we went to this little Christian school. If you live in Dallas, it's Fellowship Christian Academy, and that's out there in Oak Cliff, and it's right across the street from a church. So we're at a Christian school, across the street from a church, doing gay stuff. They were not having that. Now, we were never caught, but it's just like, ooh, that's a little weird, don't you think? But so one day we went outside. We never really like talked like that. But one day for recess, we went outside, chilled, you know, chasing each other, doing what kids do. And we went to like the little slides. Now, if you ever been to like a little playground, you know where, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a tunnel, right? So picture like a tunnel, and then it has like the little holes on the side so you can see out, and then you just like usually just crawl through. Now we were in that. It was me and him. I don't know where all the other kids were. I think they were like on the swings or something. And me and him were just talking. And then like he just like grabbed my hand, and I was like, what are you doing? Now I wasn't uncomfortable, but it was like my parents never really said, well, yes, they have. My family don't go for none of that gay stuff, but we'll get into that later. But like he had grabbed my hand, and it was like, what are you doing? And he was like, he just looked at me. He was like, so, you know, I was just like, okay, like, let my hand go, please. Then right, I'm gonna lose it. So he had grabbed my hand. I was like, what are you doing? He said, you know, nothing. And I just kindly moved my hand, like, okay, get my hand back. This is a little weird. Because I'm not used to like being like, I don't know, touched. I don't know. I don't really know how to like describe it, but I just didn't really like people like holding my hands. So like I'm getting ready to go, and he you know, just looked down. And I'm like, what? So he's like, what? So, you know, I look, and his stuff is out. Now, kindergarten, remember, I don't know nothing about, you know, sex and stuff. So it was just like, okay, what do I do with that? And I'm gonna be real, it was ugly, very. It was like uncut. Wow. Should I really go into these details? Am I gonna get demonetized? No, it's whatever. It was uncut, and it was weird. Look, it was like how do I describe it? So it was like skin. It was like so much skin. It was so nasty. And then he was like, you know, looking down like he wanted me to do something. I was like, I'm not doing nothing with that. So then I just got up and left because it was just like, that was weird. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, we're in kindergarten. I don't know what you've been taught at that house. I don't know nothing about this. My people used to take me to church, you know. I'm in like children's church, you know, playing football. I'm not supposed to be doing this. So that was the end of that. Now, fast forward like a year later, I moved to a separate school. I went to A.W. Brown. And A.W. Brown, it was like, well, let's flash forward a few years, actually. A few years later, I went to A.W. Brown, second grade year. Now, I was the new kid. I was already like a little feminine, you know what I mean? But like, I think this is when it started to like grow. Like, let me tell you something. I've always like connected with the girls. Like, I don't know why, but it's like, I've always been like the boy in like a group of girls, you know, like I was cool with some of the dudes, but like the girls, I was always cool with. Like, why? I don't know. But I remember my friend Mackenzie. I think her name was Mackenzie, I'm pretty sure. We were like really close. Like when I say close, like we were like this, like we were closer than close. We used to like talk every day, sit next to each other at lunch, you know, play with each other at like recess and stuff. Like that was my best friend. Now, there was also this little boy named, oh wow, Arza. Now, if you went to A.W. Brown second grade year, you remember Arza. Now, Arza, I don't know, was something wrong with Arza? I can't tell you, but he was a little different. Like, I don't want to say he was like mentally out of there. No, he wasn't mentally out there because he used to curse me out. But he was like a little different. He was like awkward. You know what I mean? Now, Arza wasn't ugly, but the thing I hated the most about Arza's ears used to run. Now, if you know what that means, if you don't know what that means like he has build up in his ear, and it's like a lot. And it's like, it was so nasty to me because it was like, what? You don't clean your ears? Like, I don't know. You know, obviously he can't really help it because it's like, it was just so much. And no matter how much they cleaned his ears out, they'll just cut some more wax and just build up. And it was so nasty to me. But he wasn't ugly. He wasn't cute. But on the other hand, I was at a bit booty. Now, even like, yeah, it was, but it was just like, I don't know. Like, I've always just like been attracted to that. You know what I mean? So one day we were also just chilling in class one day, and you know, he accidentally sat this. We were doing reading mastery, I remember. We were sitting in class, and I was sitting on the floor next to Mackenzie, and Arza just so happened to like sit down, you know, right next to me. But my hand was on the ground, and you know, he like sat on my hand, so it was just like, okay. I was like, can you move? And then he like started doing it. I was like, what are you doing? Stop. So like I had like pushed him and like got my hand from up under there, and I had to play like I was mad. I was like, like in my mind, I was like, oh, it's kind of nice. But like I have to act like I'm mad because, you know, people saw it and they were like, oh no, they gay. I'm like, nah, I ain't gay. I got a girlfriend. Now, let me tell you something. The biggest lie I ever told to my friends in school that I had a girlfriend. I had to like play it off because, you know, I used to like girls are cute, but like men, let me tell you something. A man, and oh wow. I just feel the disappointment from my family when they see this, but it's all right because I don't really care no more. But it was just like so weird. Like, I don't know, like being something you're not for so long is so, I don't know, it's so draining because it's like you're living a double life. You know what I mean? Like, I come home, you know, I gotta be this like manly person. Then I go to school and it's like I'm one of the girls, you know what I mean? But okay, you know, get back to the story. So after that happened, me and Arza didn't really talk like that. We never talked in general, but after that we didn't talk at all for real. So flash forward to, when did it start getting? 5th grade. 5th or 6th grade? Yeah, 5th. Yeah, let's go 5th grade. 5th grade was when it, like, when I tell you, like, like, whoa, like, like, seriously, I was like, like, if you looked up the word feminine little boy, I would have popped up. Like, when I tell you, y'all know I learned Boss Ass Bitch by Nicki Minaj. Well, PTAF and Nicki Minaj. Like, I used to rap that song, like, every day, word for word. Didn't care who it was. I remember one day at lunch, me, my friend Zaria, Blessing, excuse me. I think it was me, Zaria, Blessing, and it was like these little boys like on the right hand side of us. And you know what I'm saying? They started like doing the beat. Oh, and Ariana. And I think it was the other Zaria, dark skinned Zaria. Now, they were like around me and like the boys were sitting over here. So then they did like the little beat on the song because like we used to rap it like all the time. But this day I was feeling it like, oh my God, I was like, woo! Like I was performing. Like if Nikki called me on stage like right now, like and she told me to perform it, that's what I was doing in the lunchroom. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like going in, I'm rapping. And you know, like after I get done, like the boys looking at me, they're like, and I was like, oh, dang. Like, I ain't really, like, I didn't think I was that loud. But looking back, I know for a fact I was loud. I was like the loudest person in that cafeteria. I'm pretty sure. Embarrassed. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I tell you, like, I had nothing but female friends. Like, up until, like, well, I had, like, two main male friends. 5th grade. Then 6th grade, it was like 4, but the rest of them were girls. You know what I mean? So yeah, and like they weren't like really manly type of friends. They were just like regular. I seen one of them. Can I say his name? Okay, if you went to Eddie Brown and you knew me, there were 2 main dudes that I hung around with. One, we gonna call him A, and the other one is B. Yeah, B was a little chunky. Was B chunky? B was chunky, and the other one was like skinny-ish. So like, if you know who I'm talking about, then yeah, him. A has changed. I don't know what happened to him, like what he got into with this. Oh, Lord, we're gonna pray for him. But hey, move on. 6th grade year. Now, this was one of the weirder times. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, I used to, like, have to try to... I thought I heard something. I used to have to, like, try and, like, convince people that, like, I wasn't a gay person. Like, I don't know. It was, like, it was such a big deal. Like, 6th grade year, like, oh, he gay, he gay. It's like, now, like, people don't really care. I mean, people care, but they don't, like, really care as much as they used to. So, it was just, like, I can't let these people know. Can't let these people know. Now, there was this girl. We gonna call her B as well. We gonna call, all right, because I think we're done with the first B, like, the boy. We done with him. Like, nothing really happened. But we're on to, like, 6th grade year. There was this new girl. Her name was B. Now, she was cute. Like, she was actually really pretty. And I actually followed her on Instagram like a few months ago, but then I had unfollowed because it was like weird. But I don't know, like it was so weird. Like she used to just stare at me and it was like, hi. I remember because I had one of my best friends like from elementary school. I'll say her name, Ayana. Me and Ayana were like, whoa, like that was my sister at one point. But like when I had left schools, it was like we kind of like fell off like hard. Like we never had like a fallout, like an argument, but it was more so like we just stopped talking. Like she went her direction, I went my direction. You know, the love is still there. I love Ayana, but it's like I just don't see her or talk to her that much. So, you know, if you see this, hey, text me, please. Anyway, yeah, B, she was like, I want to say she was like jealous. Because, like, once again, I had, like, all female friends. And, like, me and Ayana were, like, also, like, this. So, like, we would be like, love your friend. Or, you know, love your girl. Give her a hug. You know what I'm saying? Buy food. You know, we were like that. And I guess they used to, like, kind of aggravate her. And then me and B, like, actually, I don't want to say, like, we date. Well, we did. We dated. But it was, like, on and off. And it was weird because it was, like, she liked me. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't like her. But it was more so like a cover-up type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, let me get this little girlfriend so people can get off my back about me being gay. It was like, you know, just take the opportunity. So I want to say, like, I really never said anything negative about that girl. It was more so like people around us who were getting in like both of our ears. You know, some people told her I said like one thing. Somebody tell me she said one thing. Then we get in a little argument. Then we break up. Then we stop talking for a little while. Then all of a sudden, you know, we get back together. And then, you know, as soon as we get back together and things going good, somebody tell her something. Somebody tell me something. We break up again. It was just like, it was weird. Like, it was a whole lot of he say, she say in a little relationship. You know what I mean? And I remember like I want to say like one of the last like big arguments. I think this is really why I know for a fact she hated me. You know what I'm saying? For something I didn't even do. But it was like she hated me. I remember one day somebody, like, she was mad about something. You know what I mean? And one of my friends had told me, she was like, hey Aaron, like she's over there crying. I was like, for what? What's wrong? You know, they turned around and told her that I said I didn't give up about it. It was like, what? No, she didn't like listen to me, because it was like she thought she actually like believed it. Like, she believed these people that she didn't even really talk to over me. So it was just like, that was it for us. Like, when I tell you we didn't talk, we ain't text, we ain't call. I think I was blocked. This was around like kick era. You know what I'm saying? So like, we didn't really talk. We went from talking a lot to not talking at all. She was like a really sweet girl, but like, if you ever see this, I did not say nothing bad about you. Guaranteed, promise. So, whew, that was a lot. That was a mouthful. Now let's talk about like when I started to like really discover my sexuality. 7th grade, I was, all right, so let's talk about like my school history. I started off in like private school. That was the Fellowship Christian Academy. Then I went to charter school. That was Eddie Brown. Then I went to public school. Now, if you've been to all three like I have, or if you went from private to public or public to private, you know that's a difference. Like, when I tell you, kids like did not fight like that at my first few schools. Like, from pre-K to like 6th grade, I only saw like 3-4 fights. You know what I mean? Well, kids, so you know, some adults would fight, but that's neither here nor there. That's another story. Like, when I came to DeSoto, I went to DeSoto West. When I came to DeSoto, it was so weird. Like, it was so different. Like, I don't know. It was just the environment itself was different. Like, newer people, people just like cussing. Like, I don't know. It was so weird. Like, people used to cuss, but like, when I tell you, like, at DeSoto, like, it wasn't like a terrible school. Let's not, I don't want to give it like it was all that bad. No. But it was like, when I say like, them kids used to just be cussing like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, what are you doing? What are you mad about? But it was just like, okay.
Me again. So, like, let me tell you something. Like, people was literally like brawling. Like, my first day ever at that school. Like, first day of school, people sitting up there fighting. Like, what is the first day of school? Why you got beef? But I mean, yeah, it is not like like kids at my other school weren't cursing and stuff. But it's like, bro, like, we real life had students like cussing teachers out, throwing stuff at lunch ladies. It was just like, man, I am not used to this. The ghetto.
Like, this was different. So I ain't know nobody. So, you know, I'm like really shy. So I ain't really talking to nobody. And then I see one of my other friends, T. She came, I say her name, Treasure. She came to DeSoto with me, like, at the same time. I didn't even know she was going. I thought she was staying at Eddie Brown. But like, when I had, like, on the first day of school, I saw her at West. And I was like, hey. So, you know, we talked. Now, whew, I'm going to be very honest. I've always been like antisocial. Like, I don't really like talking to new people, or like people looking at me. Like, I get like really nervous. So I really just try my best to just be quiet. If I don't know nobody, you know, we ain't really gotta talk. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of changed a little bit. I'm like really nice now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they put me in athletics, 4th period. Now, I didn't want to play football. Like, I used to play football when I was like a kid. Like, when I'm saying a kid, I mean like a kid, like kindergarten to 5th or 4th grade. Like that was I played like Pee Wee football, so it was fun, but I was just done with it. Like I didn't really care about football like that. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch it, but as far as playing it, I didn't really care. But so they put me in athletics. Now athletics, that's where they got football, basketball. Y'all know what athletics is. Whew. Can I say his name? Oh, I want to say his name. What initials can I give him?
So while editing, like I kind of realized that I kind of gave too much detail as to who it was. So yeah, we just gonna call him JT. Yeah.
Oh my God, he was like tall. He was brown. Can I get it? Tall and brown. That's all you getting. And he was like built. You know, I just say like that. Now we never really talked, but he had a girlfriend that I knew, and like me and her were actually like kind of friends. No, we weren't kind of friends. We were actually like really cool. Like we sat next to each other during lunch. We talked, you know what I'm saying? That was actually like one of my good friends, but we also like kind of fell off because like she has her friend group, I had my friend group. We didn't have classes together, so we just kind of went our separate ways, but you know, that's it, that's all. Now, during our relationship, like she used to always talk to us like, I don't know about him. He's like a little different, or you know, he's a little suspect. Like you know how little boys be playing. Like boys, they'll be like, hey, like they slap their other male friend's butt, or you know what I'm saying, dry hump them. Like now, like he used to play like that, and I remember one day we was walking up the stairs. Now, if you went to West, you know there was like the 7th grade hallway. Well, if you know who Miss Thurman was, or what hallway Miss Laurie was on, if you know that hallway, we were on that hallway. Now you also know that there's stairs that lead right up to like the nurse's office. If you go up those stairs, you'll be at the nurse's office. I was going up there, I'm gonna say because I had like office aid or something like that. I don't really remember for sure, but I was going up there. He was coming down the stairs, so we were like this. And then like I saw him looking at me, but I had to act like, you know, I ain't see him because like we weren't friends. But he was just somebody that I like kind of knew like a little bit. But yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I was walking up the stairs, he was walking down the stairs, and he like bumped me. And I said, excuse me, because you know, it was like I thought it was kind of rude. So I was like, excuse me. And then he said, Aaron? I said, yeah. He was like, come here. I was like, for what? I was like, what you got to tell me? He was like, come here. I was like, okay. He was like, I gotta tell you something. I was like, okay. So, like, I like did like this, like, huh? So, you know, he's telling me, he was like, hey, I gotta tell you something. I was like, huh? He was like, oh, fuck you. I was like, huh? He was like, I'm trying to fuck you. I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, he playing. So I laughed. I was like, you crazy. And I started talking upstairs. And then, you know, he tried to laugh it out too. I was like, oh, okay. Then, you know, that's a little weird, but okay, whatever. So, you know, I didn't see him until like the end of the day, which was the athletics class. Now, walking in to the athletics, it was like the little locker room. I was like, oh, it used to stink so bad. So you had to walk through the gym, and then you like made a left, and it was like the little room. Well, it was the locker room. It was like all the lockers. It was like the coach's office. Like as soon as you walk in, then you turn, and it's the lockers. Then it's the bathroom. Walk a little bit more, it's the shower. Then you turn, it's some more lockers. Then you like go down through this other door. Then you like make another right, and that's where like we used to sit. Now when I walk in, the coaches weren't in there yet, surprisingly. But what name I give him? Did I say JT? Did I say JT? I don't know. JT was like running around. He was like running around chasing after one of his friends. And then I had walked in. And he's like, it was like he looked at me and just stopped. And I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I just go sit down next to my friends who play like baseball, soccer, and stuff like that. And, you know, we're talking. Now, they go outside. No, the coaches come in. They tell all of us to change. Obviously, I ain't bring no change pants because it's like, you know, I'm not playing football. Like, I ain't playing basketball. I'm not even supposed to be in here. So, like, okay, whatever. So, you know, I sit in the locker room, act like I'm changing clothes, and here comes JT. Now, JT, like, walked in, and it was like he saw me, and his, like, eyes got wide. And then he was like, "Hey, who in here?" And it was just like, okay. I guess he was like trying to see if somebody was like in there with us. And then like when he saw that nobody responded, he, checked the stalls, checked like the rest of the locker room. And then he like walked over to me. So, it was like small talk, like, okay, what you plan? What you doing this weekend? You got so and so homework. It was like, no, like no, like what? So he then like walks up, like while we're talking, like he like steady getting close to me. So it was like we started off like right here, and I'm changing my clothes, and then like as he like starts talking, he's like getting closer and closer and closer, and then he gets like right here, he's like right in my face. So it was like, hey. So like he was like, oh, I gotta get something. I was like, okay, and he like reached around me and like around my like waist, and, like, pushed me in and like grabbed my butt. It was like, oh, like then like I wasn't into that. Like, yeah, like they're cute and all, but it's like I don't want to be with a boy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was really confusing at that time. So, you know what I'm saying? We did that a few times actually. Almost got caught one time by Coach Kelly. I don't know why Coach Kelly walked in the boys' locker room, but she almost caught us. I think she knew what we was doing, but she just decided not to ever bring it up again. But like when I tell you, like, oh, it was like he saw a ghost when she walked in. So, you gotta actually like push each other away, like all the other stuff. That was really like, I don't want to say it was the end of that. Well, yeah, it was the end of that. Because we didn't really do it. Like, we still like continued to joke about it. But, you know what I'm saying? We never really like did anything again. I think it was traumatized because Coach Kelly caught us. I'm trying to tell you, Coach Kelly knew something. But she just never said nothing to us about it again. So that was the end of that. 8th grade year, I was in the male leadership program. Now, if I wasn't already, battling the nuts in my mind that I like boys, it was just like, God's timing was, that is, crazy. Because now, I'm not going to say like everybody in it was cute, but it was just like, some of them was like, okay. And I was like always around them. So it was like, even if I wanted to convince myself that I like girls, that was out the window. Like, we stayed in this one hallway all day, every day, all class periods in there, unless you had like Spanish or something. But the rest of the time, you are in the male leadership hallway. Oh, I had the finest Mr. P. Mr. P. Now, if you're my friend, female, you went to my school, you know who I'm talking about. Mr. P. He was like young. He was like 20-ish, like middle 20s or something like that. He had a little oh, I pray you don't see this. But like, yeah, him. Oh, I had like the biggest crush on that man. It was like, oh my God, him and another dude, let's see. He wasn't like a teacher. He was like a sub. He was really a freeloader on this other like female teacher. If y'all know who I'm talking about Coach C. But I mean, that's neither here nor there with all the freckles and stuff on his face. I heard he worked at Foot Locker. But, that's neither here nor there. Those two, like, I haven't seen Mr. P in a long time. But like Mr. P, I don't want to say he was like sporty, but he was like active. I'll say that. I don't think he worked out like all the time, but it was obvious that he worked out sometimes. Or he like maybe if he didn't like work out, maybe he like was just naturally skinny. And if you're naturally skinny, that's a blessing. Cause it's like me, I eat a slice of pizza and I gain like 5 pounds. So, if you're naturally skinny, embrace it, okay? But yeah, like Mr. P was like, oh my God, he was everything. He was nice to me. He shook my hand one time. Oh, I almost fell out. I ain't even gonna lie. Why? If you don't know anything about me, you got soft hands. Like, I don't know. It was so weird. Like, people be attracted to like voices. Voices are attractive. Like, bodies are attractive. I'm not attracted to nobody's feet. I'm sorry. You really couldn't pay me to suck nobody's toes. But it was like, with him, it was like his hands, they were like huge. They were like, you see my hand? So I got like somewhat big hands, but his hands were like a little smaller. Obviously they weren't this big in 8th grade, but it's just like his hands were like bigger than mine then. He like shook my hand. I think he was a little sister too. But I think he left after I left that school and went on to high school. I haven't seen him. I think a lot of people from that school left because it was like one of our principals, like nobody liked him. Like when I say nobody, like students, teachers, I don't really think the other principals liked him either, but like good janitors, the lunch lady, they hated that man's guts. Like I don't know, people just did not like that man. I think that's really why all these teachers be leaving these schools, because these administrators are like a hot mess. Like they think they better than everybody, but whatever. So there was this dude, like we never like messed around. He's actually like really, really, really homophobic. If you ask me, I feel like we gonna get in that after I tell you about, this. But you know what I'm saying? He was like he played ball too, but like he wasn't ugly, but his attitude was like the worst. So like his attitude made him like ugly to me, you know what I mean? Like he was really homophobic. Like he'll be the first to like go behind one of his homeboys and like act like he humping them, but then you know what I'm saying, call somebody else like a faggot or something like that. And it was just like you say like faggots, all that other stuff, and it was just so weird to me. And he had a big old boy. Like we used to wear like, I think it was like black or khaki pants, and we had to wear like a green, gold, black, and I think we could wear white t-shirts. Well, collared, shirts. Boy, when he put on them khaki pants, ooh, like I don't know, like his booty big. Like I don't know, I live for him. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like his homophobia, like really, really, really made him ugly to me. You know what I mean? So, there was that. So, back to what I'm saying. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying, I think he be messing with these dudes. Because, really one thing I've learned about a lot of DL dudes, like, especially the homophobic ones, you know what I'm saying, they really get around. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are, I don't know, like, why do people hate themselves so much? It's like, they hate what they like. Like, what? Like, that's so weird to me, because let me tell you something. I miss this one dude. I didn't know he had a girlfriend, but I messed with this one dude, and like right after, no, I don't want to say right after, it was like 4 or 5 hours later, I saw him like posting on Instagram, like talking about like how he can't never do that like gay stuff, and faggot this, faggot that, like sis, you gonna burn, go to hell, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, when you came over to my house, you was bent over faster than I could do it. So it's just like, what's going on here? But that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna say no. Be real, homophobes. Like maybe they really just don't mess with that. But I mean, if they put so much attention into like other gay people, keep an eye out for them. They might tell you they going to football workouts or basketball workouts, and they might be going to hang up with one of their homeboys and actually get worked out. But I mean, hey, that's neither here nor there. No tea, no shade. Anyway, moving on. High school, I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I was I was excited to go to high school was for the males. I'm not gonna lie, like when I was in middle school, my cousin played high school football. And like whenever I went to his like high school games, I would see like all the people that went to his school that were males, and I was like, oh. That's good. Okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess it was like, obviously, because you like mature more. Like, people start getting facial hair. People start like getting, what do I say? They start to grow more into their bodies. So it's just like, everybody just really starts to look good in a sense, right? So high school was really, I don't want to say like I messed with like too many people from the school. Like I messed with some, but like those are whole other stories, you know what I mean? Like some of them were a mess, some of them were cool, some of those situationships, it was like nothing like too serious, never dated nobody, really just messed around. But you know what I mean? Like I ended up coming out to my friends, I want to say freshman summer going into sophomore year. I remember I was so nervous. I had to tell my main 3 friends, J, B, and G. Now, G, I don't think G know. Well, G need to put, pieces to the puzzle together, because I'm like, come on. But I remember I was more nervous to tell my friend S. Wait. Did I say S? Yeah, S. Because, like, even though he didn't, like, give that, but it was just, like, he didn't give, like, homophobic, but it really just, like, I don't know. I just never knew what his mindset was on, like, the topic, so I never really brought it up. So I remember, I was typing out this long, dramatic, hey, you know what I'm saying, I gotta tell you something, and if you don't mess with me no more, I understand, but, I just gotta tell you this, that, and the third. But it really wasn't that serious, you know what I'm saying? So I texted him, and it was like the moment I finished, because we were texting before that, but like when I had texted, it was like he had seen it instantly. So I had to like go out there quick. It was like, oh, okay. So it was just like, whoa. So I just put my phone down, was waiting, and he was typing for a minute. So I'm like, oh, he is going off on me, ain't he? So it was just like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, dang, like this was actually like one of my closest friends. Like, let me tell you something about S, J, and G. I've talked to them just about every day since I've met them. Like from freshman year to like now the end of senior year, I've talked to the 3 of them just about every day, if not every day, every other day since we met. Like, let me tell you something. Those are like some of my closest of friends. So, their opinions like really matter to me more than, I ain't even gonna lie. They know their opinions matter more to me than my like actual family. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was like typing a long time. I was like, dang. He was like, he finally like sent it, and like my stomach dropped when I had got like the little thing. I was like, oh Lord. So then I opened it, and he was just like, for real? And I was like, I kind of like thought you were. I just didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want you to get, mad at me. I mean, hey, I can't blame him. I can't get mad at him for thinking that. I mean, if you saw some of the stuff I did, nothing like too crazy, like twerking on the lunch table or nothing like that. I ain't never really did that, but it was like you talk to me or get to know me, then you'll get that vibe most definitely. So basically it was like nothing bad. He was trying to support you, it's cool with me. A little different. Well, I mean, I don't think, no, that wasn't him who said it was different, but he was just like, it's a little crazy, but I mean, hey, it's whatever, you still my friend. And I was like really appreciative. I was like, okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. And we just kept it pushing. So then I eventually told Jay, and Jay was, I had to like kind of like just sneak it into like the conversation. Like we was at lunch, and I was like, what were we talking about? We were walking back to class after lunch, and I just kind of like said it. I was just like, I'm gay. And I don't think he heard. I think he heard it the first time, but I didn't think he like heard it. So he was like, I was like, yeah, I'm gay. And he was like, what? I was like, you're not mad? Like Jay isn't like judgmental. I don't want to say he's judgmental, but it's just like I was expecting a bigger reaction out of him. Like, well, what? Like, cause I don't want to say he's like really religious, but he's like religious to an extent. So I was just like, oh God, I don't know what he gonna say. But he like took it fairly well. My like close friends like really like surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, because I did expect some people to be like, no, you know what I mean? But I mean, everybody took it fairly well. G, I don't know. I don't think I ever got around to telling him, but it was more. Nikki posted? Okay, hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, let's hurry this up. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, G. Like, I didn't really get around to telling him. It was more so, I mean, me, Jay, and is have like we've always insinuated it like in the party, like somebody say something gay and it was like, I'm just playing, and then I'd be like, and they'd be like, and you know, it's like we just kind of insinuated it. So if he ain't caught on, that's his fault. Gavin, oh, dang, I just said his name. G, if you, ooh, G, if you see this, yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, I'm pretty sure you thought about it. You thought about it, and I mean I'm not mad. You could have just asked me, because now people ask me, I don't really care. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like one thing, like people used to do. I mean, they still do it at this point. Like they'll be looking at me, and you just it's so annoying because you just know when they gonna ask you. Because it's like you'll be sitting there on your phone, and then you know what I'm saying. Somebody will just look at you. They'll be like. And you just like, hey? And they're like, let me ask you something. Here we go. It's so annoying. I hate that. It's like, let me ask you something. What you need to ask me? What? So, and then it's just like, yeah, I am. And then it's like, well, why? I don't know. You know, it's been like this for a minute. One thing I have learned, I don't want to say I can cut it complete, because you really can't like cut it on or off. I mean, you can, but like with me, it just kind of oozes out. Like I don't know, like the feminine part, like it just kind of comes out of me, like out of nowhere, and it's so like annoying. Like me and my mom. It was like sometimes me and my mom would be having a conversation and like a really good conversation. And one time I was like, we were sitting in a car and, you know, we was having this really good conversation. I think it was about like a movie or something, or like something we saw on TV. And it was like, you know, she was talking and I was like agreeing. I was feeling what she was saying. And I was like, girl, like I had to like kiss myself. It was like, girl. And then I had to act like I was singing a song. So I think like right then and there, like "Girl on Fire" by Alicia Keys had came on, and I was like, "You like this song?" And she was like, "Yeah, I like this song." And then it was just like kind of left at that, but it was like, "Ooh, that was kind of close." Like I don't know, like one thing about my family, I say, because I have two people on my mama's side who are girls. They're girls and they, you know, are lesbians and stuff, and they're like. Oh, I can't say dykes. They're studs, right? You know what I mean? But like as far as like gay males in the family, like they act like that's nothing to them. But it's like if you see a gay male, like sometimes on TV, like my people see a gay male on TV, and like one time I remember, ooh, I don't want to say who it was, but like it was like they was on TV and it was like it just made them sick to their stomach. It was like she was like, ugh. It was like, hello, like what? But I mean, great.
Okay, so like one last thing, but like I've also realized that like I don't want to say like black families, but like sometimes a lot of the time in my case, like they live for like all the gays on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? They may live for, you know, the drag girls and stuff on RuPaul's Drag Race, Bobby Lights and stuff like them, the ones who be on TV cutting up acting the fool, you know, they live for them. But it's like the ones like around them, it's like they just like can't stand for some reason. I find that very weird how they live for someone they don't even know, but not the people that's close to them. But I mean, hey, that's their logic, not mine. It doesn't make sense to me, but whatever.
They don't know about me unless they see this. If they see this, then yeah, it's true. If you said something about it, then yeah, it's true. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. I'm not really looking for acceptance from them because really, truly, honestly, I don't really care. Oh, that's harsh. I think I'll get into that a little while, like later on down the road about me and how I really like be feeling about the people the people that's, you know, family. I don't really care that much no more. But yeah, it's just like, it makes them sick to their stomach. Like, let me tell you something. It is so weird. Like, let me tell you something. Karma is real. Cause like the way like my family be like talking about like these gay people, like when I tell you like even my closest cousin, Oh, he did not mess with none of that gay stuff. You know what I'm saying? My other cousin, who actually accepted me, I'll tell you about that here in a second. But like my first cousin, he didn't mess with none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, girl got called like, well, my other like cousin, used to call gay people like fruit cups and like sissies and stuff like that. Make fun of them, and they parents are co-signing and laugh at them. Then it's just like me, and I'm in this awkward position because it's like, who little do that's me. But it's like, okay, I can't really get too much into my feelings, so I just like kind of nod it off. But it's just like, watch what you say, because let me tell you something. It's gonna come back around. You be talking about how you don't want a little gay son, no little gay daughter, no trans daughter, one who gonna come out as a stud. Your son come out, real feminine and stuff. You gonna mess around. If you don't have it, if your child don't turn out like that, they child gonna turn out like that. And if their child don't turn out like that, they child's child is gonna have that child. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna come. Watch what you say. I'm my people karma. I'm letting you know. But hey, whatever. Now, let's talk about how I told my cousins. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm stupid. I'm dumb, retarded, actually. So I was in California. My sister runs track, and she had like nationals out in California. So we were out there, and I was just like, all right, I'll tell one of my cousins about, tell them what's going on. So, I texted one of my cousins, my oldest, and they were like, what's up? So I was like, hey, I need advice from one of my friends. Little did they know I'm talking about me. Well, they knew. I'm pretty sure they figured it out. It was me. But it was just like, yeah, one of my friends needs advice, and they was like, okay, advice with what? I was like, okay, you just text them on so and so. It was on Snapchat. Now let me tell you something, dummy, like me, dumb. Snapchat got your number. You know what I'm saying? Like Snapchat tell you if it was somebody in your contacts, dummy. So it's just like, Aaron, what are you doing? But, that's neither here nor there. Move on. I texted him. I was like, hey. It was like, hey, I'm trying to, like, figure out how I'm going to come out to, my family and stuff. They don't really mess with you. If anything helps, can you give me advice? Let me tell you something. He typed. Once again, typing for a minute. I'm at this track meet, just pacing, walking back and forth. He texts me, and he was like, hey, little cuz. Wait, what you mean? Hey, little cuz. I was like, oh, he knows. So, like, in the message, he was basically, like, saying, it was something about a prince in Persia who, you know what I'm saying, gave a king something to read when he was sad or something to read when he was happy, you know what I'm saying? And then basically he was telling me, like, even though he didn't understand it, like, that I was still his cousin, that he, like, still loved me for it, you know what I'm saying? And even though like he really didn't agree with like my lifestyle, I was still his like cousin, so like therefore he still loved me. And let me tell you something, that meant a lot. Like it meant a lot, because it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like he didn't seem like the ignorant type to just go like all out and be like, oh, I hate you, like all that extra stuff. He was like, I don't really know. He didn't really give that to me. But so I was like really appreciative, and I was like, okay, like thank you. I said, just thank you. Please don't tell nobody. Please just don't tell nobody. He was like, all right, cool, I got you. He told somebody. Guess who he told? His brother. So it was just like, Lord, it was so much. It was like, dude, what? So I tried to, do the same thing with the other cousin. Y'all know he texted me. Wait, no, what'd I tell him? No, I'll just tell you what like the little situation was. Once again, snap, made another snap. I was like, hey, I'm finna make another snap. Y'all add this new one. And I made it to where nobody could read it. Nobody could see that story except him. So it like wouldn't like seem like too off, that I was doing it. So, you know what I'm saying? He, I get on the other account. I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? He was like, what's up? I was like, What did I say? You remember? I was like, you remember me? He was like, nah. I was like, oh, I like went to like a little description of who I was. But I wasn't like, mind you, it's not. I'm not telling him who it's me, or I'm not describing myself. I'm describing like a whole like made up person. Y'all know he texted back and said, "Call me." Huh? Wait, what you mean call you? He was like, "Call me." Wait a minute, cuz I didn't know you got down like that. So it was just like, what you mean? So, he like called me and like I ain't pick up. He was like, Aaron, I noticed you. Huh? Like I was so stupid. Like what? Like you would have thought the first time I got clocked, I would have just like never made another snap. Did it again, got clocked again. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So now he know. So it was just like, dang. And then, I'm saying, we got on the phone, we like talk. We ain't talk about it. He just shaking his head. He was like, hell no, hell no. I was like, okay, whatever. So like he kind of knew, he knows. I ain't gonna lie. I will say, I don't know if he forgot, that I told him this. But like sometimes when I be around him and we see like a little, film male around us, he'll like trying to make like a slick joke out of it, and I be like, okay, well maybe he forgot that I told him that's what I was. But whatever. If we being funny, cool. If you just forgot, cool. I don't really care no more. But yeah, that's like really like the main thing with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've messed around with like a few people. Like really, I will say some people that I've messed around with, a lot of the people I've messed around with, none of them have ever been around my family. Because like, I don't know, I usually like mess around with like, I don't want to say people like me that are like really film, but it's like, I just like get so paranoid because it's like the way my parents, especially since like quarantine, like my parents are here like all the time. So it's like I really don't bring nobody here. Like I usually like see them if I say I'm going to eat with some friends or something. Like I mean I'm eating, but it's like I'm not going out to eat with some friends. You know what I mean? So like my people have never seen nor met anybody that I've messed with. Now friends maybe, but yeah, I usually keep them away from my people for the main part because for one, they are a lot. Like, I don't know. One thing about me, I'm like kind of secretive about a lot of things. But I mean, it's fine with me. Like, I'm good with that. I don't really need to necessarily explain anything to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could, like, if my people would have come up to me, like, right this very second and be like, are you gay? Yeah. And that'll just be it. Like, I don't know. I used to be so scared to say it. Like, now I just don't care. That's the one thing about me. Like, within like the past like year or two, I've had this like I don't care mentality. And like even though it's good, like a lot of the time it's bad. Like I hate it. Like I used to care so much about a lot of things, but it's like now, so I just like somebody like yelling or mad. You'll get over it. Like, I don't know. I don't like being like that. But I mean, sometimes that's just how you have to be. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know. I really just don't know how like else to explain it. I just don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like if they find out, fine. You know what I'm saying? What somebody says, is it going to make me change? No. You know what I mean? Like I've had family members, they've talked, oh my God, they're terrible. I ain't gonna lie. They've talked about trans getting killed and how they deserve it, talking about they shouldn't be tricking these people. Like people, like even if, I don't know if y'all remember, but y'all remember that trans woman who got jumped by all those men like maybe a few months ago? They talked about that and said that woman deserved it and said, well, that's what that man get for putting on a wig. What? Like, I don't know. I'm not violent, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wish harm on nobody. Nobody, well, I mean, even like the worst of the people, like I just believe in what you put out to others, like it's going to come back to you. And like, but like, oh, I really could have like fought them because it was like they were so passionate about it. And when I tell you not one person disagreed, it was just like, what? But I mean, hey, can't change everybody. But like I said earlier, remember what you say about these people because they can be your child. You know what I'm saying? That's your fault. Treat others how you want to be treated, or you're gonna get this, then you're gonna be looking crazy. But like one thing that does cross my mind a lot is like, what'll happen? It might be fine. I don't care. Whatever happens, happens. But it's like I be saying like stuff about people like the extreme having like people getting killed, people getting like jumped. I'm not scared of none of that. Like you feel like that's what you got to do to make yourself feel better about like me or people putting their kids on and stuff. If you do that, that's fine. Like that don't really scare me like that. Do what you feel is best. However, I'm not easy. I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm not easy to kill. You want to kill me? You're gonna have to work for it. Yeah, I'm not going out by myself. Don't know what you thought this was, but I mean, hey, it's whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's really about it for this story time. I'll probably do like a part 2 whenever, you know what I'm saying, somebody gonna see this. So like if a family friend tell my auntie and my auntie call my grandma and my grandma call her sisters and one of her sisters call my mama or my daddy, whichever one happens, and hey, you might get a part 2 then. But I mean, hey, until then, that's really the end of the story. A little lackluster, I'm not gonna lie. I did have to skip around like a few key points, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really want people like connecting the dots and then I say somebody's name or describe somebody, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh wait, you missed it. It was like, no, like that's something I don't want to do. Wait, hold on, I forgot one story. This dude from school, this one dude, I actually like skipped the story, like how we used to mess around and stuff. But like we've talked, like when we were in school, like we were like kind of friends. But like when I tell you, like we were like really, really, really close. Like we were really, really, really close. He was fine then, but it was like as we got older, like he had texted me like freshman year, and I had saw him. It was like we were close. Then we lost contact all the way up to like freshman year. Then we started talking again, and he was like obviously DL. Obviously, like people knew People knew my T. Like people knew like Aaron's like gay, but like they didn't know his. He was like a little DL type of dude. So one day he texted me. I remember this day. Oh, I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was watching the BET Awards 2019. I remember 2019. I was watching the BET Awards. I was sitting in like the little game room and like watching TV. And you know what I'm saying? I just get a text on my phone. It's like on Snapchat. The little that is not the sound it makes, but like the little sound Snapchat makes. It was like the thump. I was like, who is this? He texted me. He said, "You got something to tell me?" Huh? He was like, "You got something to tell me?" I said, "No, not really." Is this funny? No. I said, "No, not really. What's wrong?" He said, "So you sure?" No, like don't do that when you text me. If you text me and you're asking like, "Do you got something to tell me?" and I say no, and you're like, "You sure you don't got something to tell me?" and I say no again, like, and then don't ask again. Just tell me what you know, because it's like now my nerves bad. And he was like, "So who is so and so? What's his name? What name should I get? B." He was like, "So what happened with you and B?" Now, it's not a lot of stories me and B have together. You know what I mean? It's not like a lot of situations, and every time me and B messed around, it was always the same outcome. We weren't playing the game. You know what I'm saying? We weren't playing basketball. We weren't walking to the store together. So what? Okay, so he know. So he was like, yeah, what happened with you and B? I said, well, which time? You know, like, because, you know, that was just an honest question. Like, which time? What you want to know? He was like, when y'all had that little sleepover. I was like, oh. So I was like, yeah, I went into details, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was asleep. I was chilling with him. You know what I'm saying? He whipped it out. I might have did something to it. And then, you know, that was it. That was all. So he was like, oh, for real? I said, yeah. He said, what you doing tomorrow? Huh? Nothing now. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, if y'all saw this boy, he was fine. Like, I was like, ooh. What? He was like, what you doing tomorrow? Nothing. Knowing I think my dad had me doing something outside. I think we was working on the yard. I said nothing. He said, all right, I'm going to be over there at 2 o'clock. You ain't got to tell me, it's right. You can pull up now. But, you know what I'm saying? I got to, you know, keep it cool. Just like, okay, all right, see you at 2. Nah, he ain't tell me what he never like directly said what he was coming over there for, but I kind of knew it like the back of my mind. So then he had texted me later that night. He was like, never mind. What you mean, never mind? So I was like, okay, you know, like I couldn't act like I was mad. Like, even though I was like kicking and screaming on the inside, I had to like play it up. I was like, all right, cool. So the next day I go to sleep mad. Like, dang, I just knew what we was finna do. But, you know, I was like, hey, whatever. So my sister went to my granny house. Dad was gone. We didn't do stuff on the lawn. Mom was at work. Mind you, this is 2019. So it's just like, all right, so I'm just sitting at the house playing my game. 12 o'clock hit. What you doing? Nothing. He said, all right, I'm finna come over. Send me your address. Let me tell you something. I almost broke my phone. But I was typing so fast. So many typos. But let me tell you something. I was typing so fast. I've never read any message like that fast in my life. I sent that address over. He said, I'll be over there in about like 45 minutes. I said, all right. 45 minutes gave me enough time to rebrush my... Like, okay, when I tell you this, I'm not dirty, okay? It gave me enough time to brush my teeth again. Like, yes, I do brush my teeth. You're not supposed to brush your teeth, like, if you're going to do, like, something sexual, especially, like, give somebody head, because it's, like, it causes, like, little microscopic cuts in your gums and, you know, like, little STDs and stuff, and get all up in your mouth, and you don't want STDs in your mouth. So, I mean, you're not really supposed to brush your teeth. You could gargle with, like, mouthwash or put a mint in your mouth, you know, do something like that. Then, you know, I always take like a shower. Like, I could have took a shower like 30 minutes ago. Not 30 minutes ago. But, like, I could always take a shower, like, right before somebody comes over. Like, if you tell me you finna come over and I know what we finna do, I could have taken a shower an hour and a half ago. I'm finna take another one before you get over here. You know, because, I mean, like, yeah, I'm clean, but now I want to be, like, cleaner than clean. Now, mind you, we were, like, young, so I didn't know what, you know, it meant to clean yourself out. If you gay, you know what I'm talking about. You know, the water and spray it and, you know, shake and you release, you know, all that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I hop out the shower and, like, as soon as I hop out the shower, he like, I'm here. For real? So I'm like, okay. So I was like, all right, I'm coming to the door. I, you know, open the door. He walk in. Oh, he had on a white wife beater, some gray sweats, and these white Air Forces. He was so. Oh my God. Now, mind you, we mess around a lot. Like, when I tell you, like, a lot, like, even to this day. But it's just like, you know, hey. So, like, mind you, we were friends. We were school friends when I was, you know, when we went to school together back at FCA. FCA, we were actually, like, we were really cool. Then we kind of lost a little bit of contact. Then he came to the soda. Then we, like, got a little cool again. But, yeah, that's neither here nor there. So, you know, he walked in and, you know, we just sitting on the edge of the bed, you know, chilling, talking. And it's, like, really awkward. Because it's, like, when you got somebody coming over, it's, like, always, like, who's going to make this first move? You know what I'm saying? Because really, I just sit here. I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never really did too much. But, hey, we're gonna get it in. So he like put his hand on my thigh. So I was like, oh. I was like, okay. So I like did what he did. And then I like moved my hand over to like to that. And it was like, oh, it was a brick. I was like, oh, like, whoa, like what you doing? Now, around this time, I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. So I like put his like whatchamacallit down, and you know I'm stroking and you know what I'm saying, put him in a little mouth on all the other stuff. He's sensitive, like he's like we are going at what I'm doing what I do. Now I'm not gonna lie, I ain't I wasn't A1, you know what I'm saying? To this day, you know, it's still a practice that could be had. But the way he was reacting, I was doing what I needed to do. Now, like, I'm not gonna lie, my first time like ever like giving somebody, you know, that, it was weird. Like, I didn't like it. But this time, I don't know, maybe because it was him, I enjoyed it more. Nah, the first person I did it just I don't know what was going on with him. It was like the first person I ever messed with. I think it was literally like this. And like it was so weird because like, okay, so say this your stomach, right? It used to just like slap on his like stomach, so like right like up under his belly button, and like you would have to like literally like move your finger like pull it up, and then it was like uncut. Oh, that was disgusting. Trauma with another story. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like going to work on him, like just, you know, just going and going and going and going. And then, you know, I stopped. And you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, you know, we finna do it. Now, mind you, it's like I was a virgin, so it was just like, whew, this gonna hurt. Like, I be seeing like people in like the videos doing it. You know, they're like, it's all right. I tried it once, never again. You know, that stuff hurt. I've tried it again, obviously. But it's just like, oh, it was terrible. So I was just, expecting the pain. So I was like, all right. So I just get up. And so, you know what I'm saying? I, grab my little, so we could, so I could, get myself ready. While I turn around and he hunched over. What? Wait, what you doing? Like, when I guarantee if I show you a picture, you wouldn't believe me. I guarantee if I showed you a picture of who it was, you wouldn't believe me. It was just like, why you bent over? What you doing? Now, his booty was big, so I mean, I wasn't really tripping. But it was just like, no, that's not how this works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to, why? But, I mean, hey, whatever. I mean, I did it. Well, I didn't really do it, but, You know what I'm saying? He was like a little butt up, and then, you know what I'm saying? He like grabbed my head and like wanted me to like it. And at first I was like, no, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. I want that. I did it. You want to be real? I did it. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. But I mean, hey, you were in my shoes, you probably would have did it too. Anyway, that's really the end of this story. Hopefully you enjoy it. Like I said earlier, you may get a part 2 to this sometime in the near future, because like I said, they may end up seeing this sooner than I think. So yeah, go ahead, like, please, let us, so we can get out there a little bit more. Subscribe as well. Comment. I don't really think I care that much about a comment, but if you want to comment, you can go ahead and do that. I like it and respond. Let you know that I'm grateful. Put the little bell on, because I'm really gonna try to start posting like weekly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I may film Fridays and post on a Saturday, or film on a Saturday and try to post that day or that Sunday. So mainly it's like really gonna be on the weekends, unless something like drastic changes. Now, also, I'm going to start like, oh no, that's like a little too far ahead in the future. But you know what I'm saying? Here, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in, and bye. I don't know, bye.